Well, D.L. Hughley in our last interview, he said something interesting. He said, why was Pop Smoke, Biggie, and Tupac all killed by LA gangsters?
It's one of the things I've always, the reasons I try to see the world like, because you grow up here and it's so small and all that matters is this thing. And then you see how big it is. And look at how devastating that mentality is just to our community. Look at the things that those men would have gone on to accomplish. What if those men had gotten to be our age now?
Yeah.
Where they would be at now, the things they would be saying.
Yeah. Imagine Tupac as a voice in the 2020 election. Imagine Tupac telling Kanye to shut the fuck up.
Right.
And everyone's saying, yeah.
Right.
This is the guy we need to listen to. We need to stop listening to Kanye.
Imagine what
Tupac,
Biggie would have done. Imagine what Nipsey was doing.
Yeah.
And it's there seems to be this thing from here, and this is the city I love and grew up in. Why them all the time?
Yeah.
And it's nothing to be proud of.
No.
And it's devastating to our future. Because how influential those men were, but how many people grew with them and how much more influential they would have been. You talk about John Lewis and how impactful he was in his way, obviously. And how many decades.
He lived to 80.
Yeah.
He was 80
and how
years
many
old.
decades he influenced people. He's one of the first black people to lie in state. They carried his body over a bridge that he was beaten on. Look at what he was at a 22-year-old man and the things he accomplished at 80. Imagine men like that who got to do that, who got to have that continual experience that they can impart to people. And to be snuffed out by a mentality that has to have something in it. It's got to be something in the soil and the water because it's specifically here.
I don't know.
What is it about
what
the
did
LA?
he try to say?
Well, think about it. I mean, three of some of the most prominent rappers were all killed by.
All different.
It was all different.
Yeah. Those are all different situations, but I mean, LA is the street mentality, bro. Like, which is so unfortunate. They live like that, bro. Like they'll kill you for next to nothing. You know what I mean? It's just like that out there. So you gotta really tread LA, carefully. Like, you don't go out there fucking around. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, the Pop Smoke situation. You feel like, all right, like if you're hanging out in Compton and a shooting happened, if you're in, South Central, like,
yeah,
I get it. You're in the Hollywood Hills. Like this house was owned by one of the Real Housewives of.
But it don't matter, Vlad, because they do home invasions in the Hollywood Hills and shit. You know what I'm saying? So that shit don't matter. You know what I mean? There's no place in LA that you can live where people can't get to. I don't give a fuck where it's at.
Yeah.
And for him to have showed his address on the thing, it was just, that was a slip up, He slipped on that one.